Welcome to the Anything Goes podcast. Prepare for awesome in 3, 2, 1.
What is up, everybody? My name is Eli, and this is the Anything Goes podcast. I'm here with my main man, Eric Andrews.
How you do?
I'm
baby boo.
Ooh, baby boo. I'm doing all right. How are you doing, Eric?
I'm doing good.
It's once again fucking hot in this room.
It's always hot.
Oh my god.
I feel like it's hotter once we start podcasting.
It's
like
because
before,
yeah,
I wasn't paying attention to it.
like we get into the groove, so we're all excited, and everything just gets warmer. We have all these computers on. I don't know. It's like a sauna in here.
It's super hot.
For the people who are joining us for the first time, this is the Anything Goes podcast, where we talk about anything nerd culture. Well, really,
Today's
it's
a special
anything.
edition. Though.
This
is
is a
not
special edition.
a regular podcast.
Yeah, lay it on, America. What's the special edition?
This is a E3 Roundup.
Ooh, I want to see. I don't like the word roundup.
Why?
It just sounds weird.
Roundup.
I like recap better.
Nah.
Can we do an E3 roundup / recap?
Yeah, we
That'll
can.
be all right. That's gonna be the name of the video, roundup / recap. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about everything E3, which I'm excited for because this E3 was absolutely insane.
It's pretty good.
No,
Not the
it's
best.
not pretty good.
Pretty good.
It was I thought it was the best E3.
Average.
Actually, I take that back.
I'm gonna say, you
This is the
seriously
second
think
best.
this was the best E3?
The second best E3. The best E3 was when PS4 and Xbox were announced and they were getting their prices and stuff, and Sony came out and just like.
It was better than
Boom,
last
boom.
year's. I think it was more exciting than last year.
Yeah, there were a lot of. So what we're gonna do? Actually,
But-
do you want to go by conference
Yeah. Let's do
and
that.
then round them up, or do you want to go over all of them and then go over each individual conference?
Let's start with Microsoft because that's first.
Well, let's start. No, it was not. It was Bethesda. Thank you very much.
Whatever.
Let's start with Bethesda.
Bethesda.
Because they only had a couple games there, but all their games were big games. The games that were there.
Right.
So, first thing they came out with was Doom. Now, did you see any of Doom?
No.
It looks
I didn't
awesome.
Watch this one.
It looks original, or like it has the original like gameplay and stuff. Like they didn't change much. It just has.
You ever play Doom?
I did actually. I was a beast at Doom.
I remember one of the main memories of Doom I have is I remember I was really young and my older brother had the original Xbox, the OG Xbox
yeah.
One.
You can't say Xbox. Yeah, you can't say Xbox One.
And I remember he bought Doom and he bought something else, but he had to like hide it from my mom because it was like a
It was a very violent game.
or something. So he hid it in his like underwear drawer, and I remember finding it.
That's awesome. But yeah, so they came out. That was the first game they showed. They showed Doom.
They show gameplay.
Yeah, they showed gameplay, and they talked about this level editor, like this map editor, which looks really cool for some of their multiplayer stuff, like making your own levels and sharing them with friends and stuff. So that was really cool. But
that doesn't sound like Doom.
I mean, like it was the multiplayer. It's more modern.
It's been a while
obviously.
since we played Doom.
Yeah, I think once you see it, you'll be like, oh, okay.
I still have the beta access to that.
Oh yeah, because you bought Wolfenstein, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You played that, right, Wolfenstein?
Yeah. You let me borrow it.
That's right.
And that was cool. That
was
annoying. That game was like an action movie. We're not here talking about Wolfenstein right now.
We could drizzle off a little bit.
Drizzle.
There's no schedule.
I don't like the word drizzle because I think of chocolate.
You don't like anything.
No, it's just that word sounds weird. Like there are a lot of words
got
to
a
me
lot
that
of
just
problems
sound.
with words.
They just sound weird to me. I don't like it.
Because it took you like a year and a half to play Dishonored.
No, it took me longer than a year. I think
You waited too long.
I waited. I mean, still played it. The game was still awesome.
Glad you played Wolfenstein fast, though.
Yeah, but
One of the best PS4 games.
we'll be
out
talking
right now,
about Dishonored here in a second. Yeah. Don't look at me like that. But so yeah, they came out. They played Doom. It was really cool.
That is cool.
And after that, I don't remember what game they put after Doom.
Doesn't have to be in order. Of
But
how they
one of the
showed it.
games they did show was Dishonored 2. They showed a trailer, and this one you get to play as Emily. And I was like, oh my gosh! And this is why I was glad that you let me play.
Spoiler alert for the first game.
Yeah, spoilers.
But Emily was Was she the daughter or the daughter of the princess that got killed in the beginning of the game?
Yes.
The one that he's trying to find. I'm trying to remember.
Was it? No, wasn't it his daughter?
It wasn't his daughter. Remember in the beginning of the game, I think the queen or something got murdered.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think there's a little girl that like ran away or something.
Oh yeah, because like I remember they like teleport, they like slit her throat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I think you're right.
That game was so good.
That game is amazing, which is awesome.
Back on it,
because now we get more of it. Dishonored 2 coming out. Don't know. There was no release date.
That was Dishonored is one of the biggest surprises in gaming in recent memory of how good.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say.
And no one expected it.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say surprising at the comment. I think a lot of people assumed Dishonored was gonna be there.
Yeah, I'm glad it was.
Yeah, I was. Oh man, the trailer was awesome in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think just more Dishonored is awesome. There more content, all this. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
And then next was Battle Cry. It was like a free-to-play online game. It sort of reminded me of Team Fortress. But they only went out there for a little bit. They didn't show much. I mean, it was cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if you.
I have nothing to say.
Yeah, I have not. It's cool. And then I think they announced some Elder Scrolls Online stuff, but
you know that they sell that game for $60 now.
Mm-hmm. But it doesn't have a subscription now.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those games where the Elder Scrolls Online is one of those games where it's an awesome game, and I totally would have played it if it was at a different point in time. But now there's just so much other cool stuff to play.
I don't think I'd even play it, like no matter what. Just because like I'd rather have a regular Elder Scrolls game than some online thing.
I agree. But something similar to the Elder Scrolls franchise is Fallout. Yep. Fallout 4, Eric Andrews. So we're not even going to pretend that we've played any of the other ones.
That's why I'm not as excited for Fallout 4.
But
because I have no idea what to compare it to.
Anything I've seen about this game is awesome. Yeah, I'm going to play it.
I love
it. Definitely coming out. I'm definitely going to play it. But it's also coming out this year, which is really surprising because they announced it this year.
What's the release date?
November 10th? November 10th or 11th. I want to say the 11th.
Close to my birthday.
Yeah. And then, so they announced it this year, and it's coming out this year, which is awesome. Because, like, not a lot of people do that now. They'll announce games 4 years, and then...
Doesn't Call of Duty come out in November?
Yeah, but Call of Duty is one of those annualized things you'd expect. Fallout hasn't been out for, like, 5 years. Probably even longer than that, I want to say. I was really excited. They showed a lot of stuff for Fallout. They spent, like, 30 minutes on that game alone. Yeah. Just talking about
I don't want to see any of it.
Yeah. Different features and stuff. They showed a little bit of the story. But that was cool because it was Bethesda's first E3 conference, which is also cool.
That is cool.
Yeah. But other than that, Bethesda's conference was cool.
Those are the main things out of
the main games. And now we move into one of the big
Monday
guys.
Microsoft conference.
Day 1, which is weird because there was a day 0.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense to me.
Why not?
I mean, like,
zero becomes
why wouldn't it just
one?
the first conference should be day 1, and
why?
Then Microsoft and Sony, because that was the first conference.
Were you at the meeting?
I was at the meeting.
Tell me what happened at the meeting.
They were like, "Hey guys, let's confuse everybody and put it on day 0." And they're like, "Fuck that guy."
Day 0 sounds cooler.
I guess, yeah, that's true. Anyway, next conference was Microsoft. So. You watched this conference, not like the other one where you just didn't think it was.
Watched it on toilet.
Didn't think it was important. Did you really?
Yeah,
part of it. Taking a dump, watching the Microsoft conference.
Mm-hmm.
So, what did you think of the Microsoft conference overall?
Oh, I loved it.
You loved it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow! So let's start off with some of their game. What did you love about it?
What I love about it, lots of games, all games.
They had a lot of games, a lot of good games.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they had. Halo 5, they came out and they showed Halo 5 Guardians.
Yeah.
Very first thing, which is sort of obvious.
It was cool and all, but I'm just ready to play it. I don't need to see anything. I almost don't want to see anything. I just want to play it.
Yeah. This conference made you go out and get an Xbox One.
Well, I've been wanting it for a while, but yeah, this was the catalyst.
Yeah. Getting your Xbox Ones, man. Get out of here. I thought you were a PlayStation hardcore.
Even more for me. Now that I actually have a console for Microsoft.
Which is cool. You get to play. Now we'll have a lot more versatility. Is that the word I'm thinking of?
You're probably going to get one too.
This conference, I was like, it made me think of reasons to get one. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, wow, they have a lot of games, a lot of cool stuff because they also announced backwards compatibility.
Mm-hmm.
That was like a huge holy shit moment. I was not expecting that at all.
I might not have to buy a used PS3 to play the games that I missed now because that was my original plan.
I mean, you used Xbox 360?
No, I was gonna do PS3.
Oh, were you gonna do PS3?
But like now that I could do it for free, then I'll just play them on Xbox One.
I think they were talking about getting Red Dead back on there. Oh my gosh, Red Dead.
Red really did.
But when did they announce backwards compatibility after the Halo 5 demo?
Mm-hmm. Halo 5 was first.
Yeah. Okay. That was awesome. I think everybody flipped out about that.
Yeah.
But it makes
It's a huge stab to Sony too.
Yeah, I was gonna say that because Sony was doing their PlayStation Now thing, which is like a subscription service.
I forget how they said it, but they said something like, "Oh, and you could play these games for free.
You don't have to pay."
Yeah.
Phil Spencer came out with his cool jacket.
That's what sold it.
It was the jacket easily.
Some guy stole his jacket after. You read about that?
Really?
Yeah. Some like crazy fan ran up
and just took it off his back.
No, I'm lying.
You're retarded.
It was me.
But after that, they announced a new IP, which is weird for Microsoft because they don't have a lot of first-party studios. Like they have a lot of they're very third-party centric. But they have their big first-party Halo and other stuff. But they announced Recore, and that was the trailer where there was like the girl in like the desert, and she had a little robot dog. And like fought some monsters. The trailer looked really awesome.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. And then after that, they showed some Fallout 4 stuff. I think that was just to show that Microsoft is aligned with Fallout 4. Obviously, it's not an exclusive or anything, but they always do that.
And they did too much, in my opinion, of Plants vs. Zombies.
Oh, yeah. You're not excited for Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2?
Nope.
Zombies are rising up against those goddamn plants. Those fucking sunflowers. No.
I'm sure it'll be fun.
Yeah, they spent a little too long on that. And then obviously, Forza. I had to show that.
Motorsport 6.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Are you a racing fan?
I enjoy my racing titles.
What kind of racing games are you? Like...
I love Motorsport. I don't know if you remember those PlayStation games.
I don't remember that. Were they like simulator games or more
arcade?
Like arcadey.
Just arcadey. My favorite one was the people that did Drive Club. They were in they did Motorsport, and
Evolution.
Yeah. And their last Motorsport game was Motorstorm
Oh.
Apocalypse.
Yeah. Is that where, like,
was so cool? Oh my gosh, that's my favorite racing game.
I played the demo of that on PS3, and that was a really cool game.
So fun. They should have done a new Motorsport for PS4. They should have just done that.
Yeah, instead of that broken Drive Club.
That's still not out.
That's still not out.
The free version.
What was that? That was a launch game, supposedly. But yeah, they announced Forza Motorsport 6, and then this is another non-exclusive, but they showed it at their conference. Dark Souls 3, which From Software does that, right? They did Bloodborne and all the other ones.
The thing about this series is that I really want to play it, but I'm not sure if I'd like it, if it's my type of game, so I don't want to spend $60 on it for me just not to enjoy it because I've never played those games before.
Yeah, I think the funny thing about Dark Souls 3, or Dark Souls in general, and then Bloodborne, is that they're very similar games. You have very strong enemies, you die a lot.
Yeah.
But Dark Souls 3 is a lot slower and a lot more, I want to say clunkier, I guess, but then a lot of people like that more arcadey feel of Bloodborne. So it's interesting that, they have both these games.
When Bloodborne gets cheaper, I'll probably buy it. When there's nothing else to play, when it's like $20 or something.
I feel like it's a cool game, but I don't know. It doesn't excite me. That's not my kind of game. But I'm glad how successful it was because that was a Sony exclusive.
Yeah, exactly. That's a huge exclusive for us.
Yeah. So after Dark Souls, they came out and they were like, we know how much you guys want to play The Division, so let's show you some Division. And
I'm tired of seeing that game.
I agree. I just wanted to come out. This is another game, The Division, similar to Watch Dogs, where they showed it too much, I feel like. Mm-hmm. And
I'm still not sure what it is or how it works.
It's like it's a Tom Clancy game. So it's similar to
Thanks.
Let me explain.
Now I know how it works. Let's move on.
So it's a Tom Clancy game, so it's similar to like, you know, the Ghost Recon mechanics, you know, cover-based shooter. But then it's like also like an MMO, but you know, you can
Exactly. But like, is it gonna be like Watch Dogs, where like other players like hack into your game, and then like you have little segments?
Well, they're not gonna be hacking, but
you know what I mean. I'm
yeah,
just saying
like
Watch Dogs
people
ones.
joining your game and stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel like if it's an MMO, it'll be consistent. But I don't know if it's like, you know, an MMO on like the World of Warcraft terms, where there's just like thousands of people in the same thing. But then again, you know, you see like, you know, the squad-based kind of stuff, and there's a little bit of the story, and you sort of just like run around and rummage the streets for like loot and like different parts and everything.
That's one of those games where it looks super good. It'll probably be really good, and I really want to play it. But for some reason, it's gonna come out, and I'm just not.
Because they like you're already. It happens with a lot of games that get hyped up too much. Is that they'll be announced. You'll be like, oh my god, this game looks amazing, and it doesn't come for 3 years, and they just keep showing stuff.
Yeah.
Like that you don't need to see. Like imagine if they announced the Division and then just waited, like didn't give you anything until it was like a couple months away from the release, and then you're like, oh, I'm totally excited for that game, rather than just showing a bunch of stuff about it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I'm surprised Fallout 4 announced their game and then they're like, hey, it's coming out this year. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I never really was super excited for the Division. Like it looked awesome, but I was never like stoked for it.
Yeah. No, man. And then what's the next? Oh, yeah. Are you excited for this next game?
Rainbow Six Siege. Yes, I am. I'm excited.
Have you played any other Rainbow Six games?
No.
I played a lot of Rainbow Six Vegas on the Xbox 360, but a lot of Rainbow Six Vegas 1. I didn't play a lot of Vegas 2, but Rainbow Six Vegas or Rainbow Six Siege looks cool, and I feel like I'm gonna play it, but I don't think it'll give me that same feeling as Rainbow Six Vegas.
Yeah, I'm way more excited for this game than the Division, but it's
Really?
not my most anticipated Tom Clancy game.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. But and the next game that came out, Rise of the Tomb Raider.
I'm gonna play that. I'm
Xbox exclusive holiday 2015.
Maybe.
I hate that they're doing that.
I'm just gonna play it on Xbox One. I'm not gonna wait. I'm just gonna play it.
It's so dumb how they're doing that. Like, I don't know why they get, because you know how every game that came out it was like Xbox exclusive, and then when Rise of the Tomb Raider came out, the Xbox exclusive holiday 2015. It was the only game to do that. I was like, are you kidding me right now?
It's part of the contract or something.
Yeah, I hate
but
that.
I loved the reboot Tomb Raider. I loved that game. I think that game's super underrated.
Oh yeah,
because it came out with BioShock Infinite and Last of Us.
Oh, it did.
So it got shadowed. But I'm super excited for this next one. I hope this franchise is huge.
I remember how much fun I had with the Tomb Raider reboot, just because it was so unexpected. Like, a lot of people didn't think it was going to be good, but that game was awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed that game.
One of my favorite female protagonists for a video game.
Really?
Is
I'm gonna have to say
she's one of them. She's not my favorite.
I was gonna say I thought yours was Elizabeth.
It is.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, you can't trade on that Elizabeth.
BioShock Infinite was too good.
Hey, catch! Ding!
Yeah.
That was so cool. I remember the first of that.
I love that game.
Funny thing about Rise of the Tomb Raider is that it releases on the same day as Fallout 4, which blows my mind, because every title should be running away from. Like, everyone's gonna buy Fallout 4. Everybody.
Yeah, I was gonna say it might be pushed back, but I feel like they would have done it already.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they just showed it at E3 and.
That's ballsy. Yeah. It's really ballsy. I feel like
they're two different games. I think
they're two different games, but the thing about Fallout, it's just gonna suck time out of everything. Like, nobody's gonna want to be able to, or they're not gonna want to play any other games for the longest time, for at least like a month, because Fallout 4 is gonna be such a huge time sink, and especially how excited they are for it.
I'm gonna play both though.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
And then next they announced something cool, which is the Rare replay with a bunch of Rare games. Conkers.
I don't know any of those games though, so
played one on.
It's cool, but I've never played them.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, it was cool for the people who are excited for Rare games. You know, this is a cool thing. It's like a cool collection.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're an Xbox achievement whore, I think it came with like 10,000 gamer score or something like that.
Jeez.
And then they actually announced the game, which is Sea of Thieves. I thought it looked amazing.
Some people were saying like it looked okay, average. I thought it looked awesome.
I really wanted to play that game. It was like a pirate MMO.
co-op. And
Yeah,
everything.
it looks so.
Oh
You
my
have your own
gosh.
ships, like be with your buddies, and
It
It
looks
was-
so cool.
yeah. You
So
start off on
different.
an island, and they were like exploring it.
If you get Xbox One, we gotta play that.
I would easily play that. That and Halo 5.
Mhm.
Are you gonna download the Halo 5 beta?
Do you need to do anything for the beta?
I don't think so.
I think if you have the Master Chief Collection, you get it. But I bought mine used, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, I think you're right. That'll be fun though.
Yeah.
And then they ended with one of their big old hitters, Gears of. I guess I don't know if it's Gears of War 4. They call it Gears 4. It says Gears of War 4 on here.
There's no way it's just gonna be called Gears 4.
That's what when the title popped up, it said Gears 4.
Well.
But let's say Gears of War
Yeah.
4 because that's what everybody. Yeah, they announced Gears of War. They showed some gameplay.
You ever play any of those games?
I did not.
I played
Oh yeah, Marcus
most of the third one when I first bought my 360.
Uh huh.
I didn't play, what was it, Ascension? Or is that God of War?
No, that was God of War.
Because I know they came
Yeah.
out right next to each other.
It's Gears.
Gears of
I don't know.
War, something.
I know what you're talking about though.
Semicolon.
Yeah, something.
It's
But-
fun though. It's really fun.
Yeah, a lot of people love Gears of War, and I know that's like a really respected franchise.
I'll probably play it. I mean, my backlog isn't huge on Xbox One.
Yeah.
I have some stuff, so it'll probably be in a time where I have nothing to play on.
A good thing to mention, I mean, I don't know Gears of War lore, but it didn't look like Marcus Phoenix was the main character, main protagonist.
Mm-hmm.
It was him and another dude, a different dude, and some other girl
Mm-hmm.
that I don't know the names of.
I'm excited for it though.
Yeah, I mean, as somebody who's not an Xbox fan but knows Xbox games, I'm excited for the people who are like diehard Xbox fans.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So that's all the games.
all the
What
games in
are-
Microsoft's conference.
What are the ones that look the coolest? Your most exciting ones? Your highlights?
So I think the coolest game that was shown was probably, I
Let's
want to
say-
say Rise of the Tomb Raider.
So that's your number one.
I want to say that's my
And
number
then
one.
what else are you excited for? Like,
And then
pick a few.
Recore just looked awesome because the aesthetic, like it was a female protagonist, which I like. They're doing that more in games. They have a lot of females stepping up as heroes, which I always think is awesome. But it just looked cool, aesthetic wise, like that atmosphere, like she was getting attacked by robots and the dog like died and it had that core and she like put it into a different body. And I think that'll be like a really cool gameplay element. But yeah, Recore, obviously The Division, even though I'm tired of seeing it, and Gears 4. They have a lot of good games. And they also announced, like I said, the backwards compatibility.
Mm-hmm.
So what were your favorites?
So if I had to pick one, I think it'd also be Tomb Raider.
Mhm.
It's close with Halo 5. But just the highlights would be Halo 5, Tomb Raider, and Gears if I had to pick one. And I'm thinking about like games that I'm gonna play on Xbox. So like Fallout 4 is gonna be PlayStation for me.
Yeah.
And Sea of Thieves looks awesome too. That'd definitely be up there.
Yeah.
But
I really did enjoy it. I didn't know what it was at first because he was on an island. It looked like The Witness to me. I knew they weren't announcing that. But, whatchamacallit?
yeah, I'm excited for all of those, and I'm gonna play all those.
No, yeah, it looks awesome. I'm excited. But yeah, so next conference.
The best conference.
The best conference out of all of them. EA.
Electronic Arts.
So let's, first of all, you didn't watch EA, did you?
No, I didn't.
Let me tell you didn't miss much.
That's what I heard.
So there are about 3 games that are worth mentioning. Actually, I'll say 4.
How about we just name them all real quick, and then we'll talk about just the ones
Okay.
that matter.
Yeah. So Mass Effect Andromeda. I didn't
What's
know what it was, to be honest.
So we have no idea what it is?
No, but I know
Name them, keep naming out the other games. And
Mass Effect Andromeda, Need for Speed, Star Wars The Old Republic, Knights of the Fallen Empire, Unravel, oh my gosh, I'm excited for that, NBA Live 16, Plants vs. Zombies 2 Garden Warfare, Mirror's Edge Catalyst, and Star Wars Battlefront. And they also had some FIFA stuff, which isn't on there. Alright, let's talk about this gem of a conference, Eric, because
they didn't need a conference.
They really did.
They could have put these games in
They
other
did not need a
conferences.
conference. One of the things about the EA conference is that it was really slow. Like, really, really slow. Like, so they showed, a couple trailers for games, and they just talked about a garbage that nobody cared about.
Uh-huh.
Like, obviously, there were some sports fans and other stuff. They spent so much time on Plants vs. Zombies 2. Like, it was ridiculous. I was falling asleep watching it.
Yeah.
It was that bad.
The obvious winner here is Battlefront.
Oh my gosh, that game looks amazing. But I want to talk about that at the end because they showed gameplay.
Yeah.
But another game I think is really worth mentioning, which I'm actually excited for, is Unravel. Did you see this game?
No.
So the guy, the developer came out, and he was so nervous, like he was shaking, and he had his little Yarny, his little puppet friend.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about how he created the game, how he had the idea for the game, and how EA helped him create it. And it's like a side-scrolling platformer about this yarn figure. Mm-hmm. And the game looks gorgeous. Like, it was so atmospheric and beautiful. And then as soon as Unravel, like the Unravel demo ended, they came up with Plants vs. Zombies and like totally killed it. But Unravel is definitely one of the games I'm excited for from that conference. Like, I personally, for me, because I like those kind of games, I thought it was really cool.
So one I'm also excited for is Mirror's Edge Catalyst.
Mm-hmm.
Super stoked for that. Never played the first one, but
a lot of people
super
did.
Fun.
The funny thing about Mirror's Edge Catalyst is it's almost like a remake of itself.
Mm-hmm.
Because the first Mirror's Edge came out and it didn't do that great, but the people who played it loved it, and it had its problems.
But like even now, people are still finding that game and still playing it.
I feel like Mirror's Edge Catalyst is fixing what was wrong with the first one, and I like how they're not calling it 2, so you don't feel left out.
Yeah, and if this game sucks and Mirror's Edge is done, this is like last chance. Like, I'm surprised it got this.
Yeah, I'm excited though for it. Really excited. And then Need for Speed is one of those games where I think it's underrated. I mean, for the people who love racing and like that kind of racing, that arcade, like they love it. Mm-hmm. But for the people who aren't really invested in any racing games at all, like it's all right.
Is this a reboot? It just says Need for Speed.
I don't want to say it's a reboot, but it's like the new next gen version. I don't think it has it's just a new Need for Speed game. Yeah. Like how they do their Most Wanted and all that stuff. Yeah, and then they showed some Star Wars, the Old Republic stuff, which I don't really know much about.
Me neither.
I don't know, yeah. So, but people were excited for that. And then going back to what you said, the biggest key point, Star Wars Battlefront.
My most anticipated game.
So the funny,
just overall,
what I was laughing so hard while watching that EA conference was
they had like a countdown.
Yeah, there was a bar. That
Don't worry,
it's gonna be here.
Wake up!
All the boring shit's in the front, and then they had Star Wars Battlefront at the end, which did not disappoint whatsoever.
Oh no! Oh my goodness!
Gosh, I'm gonna play that game so much.
Yeah.
So, what did you think?
This is the one with the Hoth one, right?
Yeah, they showed the Hoth demo, and you running through the chasms and stuff, and they showed the was it ATST?
AT-ATs.
Which one's the big one? You know your
AT-ATs.
Star Wars stuff.
AT-AT.
The
big ones.
Okay.
Yeah, the big robot thing that walks.
Don't look at me like that, Eric. But yeah, I was totally blown away by the demo.
Oh yeah.
I didn't think the game was gonna look as good as it did. That game
so
looks
good.
Amazing.
It's because they learned. I think they learned from their problems with Battlefield 4. Not even just the stability, but like graphics wise, and really learning how to use this next gen hardware. Mm-hmm. And now it's just like they're owning it.
And the thing about Battlefield 4 was that I felt it was rushed because they wanted to get a
launch
next gen launch game or whatever, and it totally went against them. And I think they fixed it now. Yeah. After a long time, but I think, like you said, they've learned.
If they destroy Star Wars, they're done.
Oh God.
That publisher.
See, I've said in other podcasts, they are smart enough to not ruin that game, because that huge licensed game, game like Star Wars. Oh my God, if you mess that up, God bless your soul.
I can't wait for that game. What's the release date on that?
Isn't it October?
I want to say. I want to see October too. Let's find out, ladies and gentlemen. November 17th, 2000.
Oh wow, that's a lot. Okay, I'm excited.
That's wow. PlayStation 4. Oh man.
Oh, is it coming to PC?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd assume so. But yeah, EA's conference. If you didn't watch it, you didn't miss much. Just go find those.
Just look up Battlefront.
Look at the trailers. Yeah, for Star Wars, Mirror's Edge, and Unravel, and you'll be fine. and Need for Speed if you like racing.
Yeah, that's about it. Next, we had Ubisoft.
Which was a really good conference. I thought they had an amazing conference.
Yeah, it was good.
The first thing that came out, they showed South Park.
Yeah.
Which I was blown away. I don't think anybody expected that.
No, they thought they were done. The Fractured But Whole.
I love that name.
I'm so glad this is happening.
Yeah.
Like, that was on my backlog, was the first South Park game, but now I'm just going to wait for this new one.
Do you think now that, this new South Park is coming to PS4, do you think the old one will come over? Like, not the remaster, because they don't need a remaster, but just bring it over? The definitive edition or something?
I could see it happening.
Because a lot of people,
I also feel like if they were going to do it, they would have done it already.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Oh, that's so awesome.
They came out last year, right?
Yeah. That was last year?
It was last year.
And Matt and Trey came out, and they were on with Aisha Tyler, and they were talking about the game. I don't think they showed any gameplay, but they had a kick-ass trailer.
Yeah.
Which is always awesome.
There's no release date, right? I don't think there is.
No, I don't think so.
I know the first game
you can
took
pre-order
a long
it now.
time, so I imagine this one's going to also
The thing about the South Park game that they're making is that you can't really update it graphic-wise, because once you get that aesthetic, it's just like the show. So, like, you can't make it more realistic than it already is. So, like, they can just pump out games. And I mean, not pump out in a bad way, but just, like, they can just reskin stuff.
They don't need to rebuild an
yeah,
engine. Or
exactly.
Any of that stuff. Any of that.
Which is awesome. And then, Yves Guillemot. I love my French people. Guillemot.
Le Demoiselle.
He came up, and he always does his mic drop moment, and he announces a new IP for Ubisoft. And he announced For Honor, which looked amazing. I thought they had an amazing demo. So, like, the trailer came out. It's like a night game where I think it had different factions or something.
Yeah, multiplayer.
But it was like a sword battling at like Game of Thrones war-esque like game, and it looked epic.
I've been wanting a game like that for long.
I totally agree.
Medieval, just not Viking.
Even the dude who came out to present the game had this amazing beard, and he looked like a Viking himself. But yeah, and then they showed gameplay of like it was like 4-on-4, but then they had a bunch of like NPCs or whatever. It's like all these characters ran out, and then like it was you and 3 other friends against 4 other people, and they got in this like little circle and they were battling it out, and it looked really cool. I was really excited for that.
Super excited.
Yeah.
And next is the Crew Wild Run. Is this is DLC, right?
The
Crew or
I don't even remember, to be honest. I know it was more the Crew.
DLC for the Crew called Wild Run. So that's cool. I don't have anything to say about that.
It was like It's like Fast Furious DLC, pretty much.
Yeah. Next we have Anno
2205, which is like a
PC game.
It's a PC game. If you've played SimCity, is that the one where you build the city? It was like that for space.
SimCity. That's one where you like have a character and you like go through life.
No, that would be the Sims. SimCity was one where you build the actual city. You never played a Sims game, huh?
Nope.
You need to play Sims. I have so many fond memories of that game playing on my PS2.
I was more of a roller coaster tycoon guy.
Oh man, you ever play Thrillville?
No.
Oh,
that was always like a rip off to me.
Really? I love Thrillville because Thrillville in
those games need to make a comeback. Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Did Roller Coaster Tycoon have mini games?
I don't believe so.
See, the funny thing about, or not even the awesome thing about Thrillville is that there was like the park building mechanic, build your own roller coaster, have your own theme park, but there were like I want to say 50 mini games in Thrillville that were amazing. It's like you had your bumper cars and soccer and like Luftwaffe, and it was awesome.
I remember I'd always build unfinished roller coasters and just watch them like fall off and crash.
That's horrible. And in Thrillville, you could talk to girls in the park and like get them to make out with you. I was one.
Really?
Yeah, you make out with me.
Little 10-year-old pervert.
That's a little Eli did.
I remember, I think it's Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. They finally made it where like you could ride the rides, And I remember that was always like super cool.
That's awesome. I always question the physics of the roller coaster games because like there was some stuff where you go like straight down and like back up. It's like if that happened, you'd snap your neck. It's too much inertia.
Yeah.
That's what little 10-year-old me was thinking about. It's like, what is this game?
Anyways, the game of the show.
For my God.
For you.
So excited for this game.
Just Dance 2016.
Jason Derulo. Baby, yeah.
I feel like he's such a bad singer.
It was, hey man, live performances aren't that good.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
For
hard.
some people.
I had respect. Just get up next to you.
You sounded better than him. Man. Like, I felt bad. Like,
It was awkward.
he doesn't sound good live. He just doesn't.
I knew, the funny thing is, like, I knew the song, but when he started singing, I was like, oh, hey, all right. Okay.
Where's that auto-tune?
Let's turn that auto-tune on, guys.
Yeah, that's all.
Get up next to you.
No, I don't care about this game.
I don't care about the game, but they announced something that I thought was...
It's a platform now. It's not really a game.
Not only is it a platform, but something that I thought was interesting for the game industry was that they are completely getting rid of peripherals. Because now all you need is your phone. And, like, you don't need the camera, you don't need the Kinect, you don't need anything else except your phone. Which I was like, well, so peripherals are dead, pretty much.
Hopefully.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
kill 'em.
Hopefully.
Let's
No
burn 'em.
move? Love that move.
Anyways, more Division after that.
Yeah. So they showed more Division gameplay. But something that was messed up was at the end, they had, like, a fight. Like, they decided to kill the two people that they were, like, helping.
I remember
And
that.
their friend, like, totally switched on him and murdered them.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, shit, this
That's
game
cool.
is real.
It's real.
It's hardcore. But it's
No.
cool.
Yeah.
And then completely non-interesting, non-exciting demo
I don't
of
remember this
Assassin's
demo.
Creed Syndicate. It's just, I'm not excited for this game at all.
Oh, yeah. I thought
Assassin's
you were going
Creed
to pick a different
Syndicate.
game. But, yeah,
This
This
out
game
of all the Assassin's... Because, like, I remember every year I'd be like, man, they're doing it again, announcing Assassin's Creed, and then you see, like, oh, wow, that looks really cool. This is the first Assassin's Creed I was like, this does not look cool. Like, it does
Single
not look
year,
interesting.
we've totally reinvented the combat system, totally brand new.
From the ground up. You're
Oh,
like,
my
oh my god.
They needed change. I don't know. This series.
They just need to
die.
take a break, honestly.
Yep.
But like we said before, they're gonna keep making it if you keep buying it.
Mhm.
So stop buying it, please.
And then they also did more Rainbow Six.
Oh yeah, they did do more Rainbow Six. What did they? They announced something. What that black chick, Angela Bassett, was that her name?
I don't know.
She was one
I don't
of the
remember.
characters. I don't remember.
I think
She's a
that
famous
sounds-
person. Somebody cares about her.
Yeah. And now for me, the game
Oh my gosh.
of the show for Ubisoft. My favorite, my most anticipated
Easily.
Tom Clancy game, Ghost Recon Wildlands.
So I didn't even know it was a Ghost Recon game when they started playing.
This was a big surprise.
I was completely
I was
shocked.
not looking.
So the cool thing about, like, they start off on that hill, like, is the recon guy, like the sniper, like looking over, and they slowly go into the thing, and the game looks gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it was like some drug. I thought it was gonna be like some drug cartel game, like
I
new
thought it was a
IP.
new IP.
Yeah, I thought it was new IPs, and then they keep going, and this guy, I don't know how he keeps coming back to life with his white hat. Who's bringing it back to life?
Tom Clancy.
Tom Clancy himself. But they're going through, and it's like open world, do missions. Like, this looks like one of the best games ever.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like that Ghost Recon cover based open world, like tactical, gorgeous game.
Mm-hmm.
And then they announced, like, they had the title, and I was like, oh my god, and that's awesome. It was more Ghost Recon, more time.
I was so excited for the last one, Ghost Recon Future Soldier.
I played I loved that
stoked for
game.
that
Did you play a lot of that
No,
game?
I never did.
Oh my gosh. So story wise,
I remember freshman year we would talk about it.
I played that game. I played that game with Josh Reza. So nobody knows who that is, but
He's listening.
He's shows you
crying
how
right now.
crazy I put a lot of time in that game.
Yeah.
I didn't put a lot of time into. I played the story. The story wasn't that great. It was fun,
Mm-hmm.
but the multiplayer was where it was at. That was so much fun. But more Ghost Recon.
Yeah. So for me, the two highlights: number one, Ghost Recon, and then South Park. And then the other stuff is just
Out of both of those, which one are you more excited for?
Ghost Recon.
Okay, I agree. Ghost Recon and For Honor are my two that I think are
Ooh,
amazing.
yeah, that's true. I
But
forgot
Ghost
about
Recon, I just love those type of games, like those third-person
yeah,
cover-based
like
games.
we play so many different types of games, and we love so many types of games, indie games, and everything. But put a good first-person shooter in our hands, and we just go ham.
Put a good so Ghost Recon, it's a third-person,
Mm-hmm.
like cover-based. I think to me, I love shooters, but I think third-person shooters are more. I just like them more because I feel like I don't know, they're more tactical. Like Red Dead, if you think of Red Dead, like when we played, what was that? Stronghold. So like you'd have the flags in the middle, you go get them, and like everybody's cover. You toss something over and you dive or roll. Like I just think that's more interesting than first person. I just love tactical games. Like you and I work like when we have a game that we work together and like have strategy. And
I didn't know Ghost Recon was only third person, but just shooters in general. Yeah, it's like
any
our
shooters.
Home. It's like we just feel at home with those games.
Yeah, it's funny because, like you said, we have so many different games we play, but when it comes down to a shooter that's balanced and that has like a good game mode,
we could play for months.
We could play it for months, and like, Battlefield 3 was a good example of that. Like Capture the Flag.
The best example
because it was you, me, and we had a giant group of people. Like I want to say 6 other people. And we just play tactical, like, oh, guy coming from the left, guy, and then like it looks like a cheesy, like we sound like one of the cheesy demos they do, but it's so satisfying and it's so fun for us. That's why I was really excited for that.
All right, and then the most anticipated conference Monday night.
Oh snap!
Sony.
Oh yeah, son. One of my favorite conferences.
Yeah, for sure.
But first thing, Eric, they finally did it. They did it.
What'd they do?
They came out. Obviously, the gorgeous president, whatever his name is, the guy that walks and talks. Like a president for the Sony Computer Entertainment.
I don't know his name.
He came out and he was like, "We got to do it to you guys. Something that you've been waiting for."
Rips his pants off.
He tore off his pants.
Prepare your anuses.
Last Guardian. They did it finally after 10 years.
After all the Uncharted and
the entire Uncharted trilogy and The Last of Us
was made.
It was made. Yeah.
The time they announced The Last Guardian.
And the remastered edition of Last of Us. But they announced it. And so, I don't know if you've ever played Ico or Shadow of the Colossus.
Nope.
But those games are very atmospheric and I guess eerie is a good word for it. They're just very gorgeous games. I played Ico, and that game's amazing. And this was, Last Guardian was made by the same studio. So for the people who've been waiting for The Last Guardian, it's finally here. You can play it whenever they release it. And then they showed it. They actually showed gameplay. Surprisingly, I didn't think they were going to show gameplay.
Yeah, they showed a lot.
That bird dog.
Whatever that was.
I think they should rename
Clifford?
it. Clifford the Big Bird Dog. I think they should rename it to Bird Dog.
Bird Dog?
Bird Dog Simulator 2015.
All right, then.
It was cool, though.
That is cool.
If you're excited for The Last Guardian, it's happening.
And then I don't remember what they showed for Star Wars Battlefront. Oh, no, this was a...
Survival. It was like survival-esque game mode where you and another friend are like rebels and you got to fight off the...
Stormtroopers.
Stormcloaks.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what they're called?
The Harry Potter cloaks. This guy hasn't seen Star Wars. We'll fix it before the game comes out.
What is it? Was Boba Fett there? It was a bunch of Boba Fetts, right?
Just thousands of Boba Fetts?
Yeah, that's what it was.
What else they have? Explain into further detail.
Well, what I thought it was a bunch of Boba Fetts in white helmets. And they all...
I hate you, man.
No, they showed more Star Wars, which was...
always a good thing.
Awesome. Yeah. And then they announced a new IP from Guerrilla Cambridge.
This looks so good.
This game, they showed a trailer and then it went into gameplay. And I was blown away by how good this game was.
It started out slow, and I was kind of like, I don't really care about this. Yeah. But once it got into the gameplay and like the robotic, I don't know, just the robots.
It was like
taking them down.
Another game where, civilization was gone, like it was wiped out by something we don't know what or whatever.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, and another that I'd like to mention, female protagonist. I'm excited.
Hooray.
I think it's always cool. She had an awesome bow and arrow. More bows and arrows.
Yeah, I love bows and arrows.
I do. And it was like a high-tech bow and arrow. It was shooting, what was it, explosive arrows and... all these cool grapple hook arrows. She fought a big mech dinosaur something. I don't
really
know.
Cool.
No, it was
I'm
cool.
super excited for that game.
And obviously another game of the show, Disney Infinity.
Oh,
They came out.
They're Star Wars 3.0 edition.
I felt like because the PlayStation 4 has been selling really well, they had a lot of big titles that aren't for hardcore gamers, but it's for the general audience, which I feel like will just boost their sales more. So Disney Infinity, and Black Ops 3, which is like very, because they didn't show it at the Microsoft conference. Black Ops 3, which is a very a huge game.
Casual gamer.
Yeah, it's a very casual gamer's game.
I mean, it's hardcore, but
it's hardcore, but
the audience is casual.
Yeah, a lot of people know about Call of Duty. And then they announced something I'm really excited for.
Oh my goodness.
Hitman. And it's not like a Hitman like 2 or 3. This is going to be a platform. They release a bunch of missions.
I love
Hitman. It looks amazing. I agree with you.
It's not rebooted though, because I don't know if you played the newest one.
Absolution?
Yeah.
Is that what? No, I did not play it.
It has like I'm not going to spoil anything, but like in this new trailer, it's like, it's good to have you back.
Yeah,
so
I like this Hitman looked like it wasn't like an old dude. He was like a young, he was a sexy ass Hitman.
I didn't know what it was at first.
I didn't either. He was running through the snow.
I was not expecting this.
You see how baller he looked?
Hitman is so good. It's so fun.
Oh yeah.
I could play Absolution all over again.
The funny thing is, I didn't play the Hitman reboot, like the Absolution, but I did play what was it, the old ones on PC, Blood Money and whatever the other ones. Those games are just so good, like how you can go about missions whatever way you want, and they're sticking to that in this new Hitman. It's just more missions and all that. Awesome.
Hitman is so fun.
Yeah. And then a game that broke the internet for about a day, but I know nothing about because we're new school gamers.
Yeah, I don't.
It's funny because we're new school gamers, but we play a lot of the old games. We've played a lot of the old games. We grew up on a lot of those old games. I have no idea what Shenmue is. Shenmue 3. They announced the Shenmue Kickstarter, and it broke a record for one of the highest gaining Kickstarters in like an hour. I think they made like $1 million in an hour or something like that, which is crazy. So a lot of people were excited. I think they have about $3 million as of now. So the game is being made. I think they wanted $2 million to start it off.
Yeah.
So if you're excited for Shenmue 3, have fun.
Good for you.
Good for you. But Sony killed. This was like Last Guardian, Shenmue 3, and one of the next games or one of the other games we'll talk about in a second were announced, which we'll just talk about right now. Final Fantasy VII HD remake. My mind. So I've played Final Fantasy VII. My mind was blown. I was so excited. I wasn't expecting them to do it. I was so excited when I saw.
It's a timed exclusive, right?
It's a time to play it first on PlayStation 4, which I don't care. I feel like this game isn't going to come out for a while, so don't expect it anytime soon. I'm going to say
never played Final Fantasy. I'm the Kingdom Hearts clan.
Kingdom Hearts clan.
Yeah.
I feel like I played.
They have some crossover there. There's Final Fantasy characters in Kingdom Hearts.
Is there? Really? Okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
Not only this remake, they also did a new platform for Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy World.
Is that what it's called?
Which is so funny because they announced that before the Final Fantasy HD remake. So everyone thought that was going to be the Final Fantasy announcement. And they're like a big slap in the face.
I was like, oh, I guess they're not doing the remake.
And then they came out.
What do you think about this Final Fantasy
That is
World?
amazing. So I actually recently played Final Fantasy VII. And I'm playing Final Fantasy VI right now, but Final Fantasy VII, knowing how special that game is, so that game came out. It was one of the very first like polygonal like JRPGs, and that game it changed the gaming industry. It came out in 1997, so think about that. That game is the same age as me.
Yeah,
that's insane. And just going back and knowing how good that game was and how far, aesthetically, it doesn't look good because those. Polygonal games those games just don't hold up well, but the gameplay and the storytelling of that game is phenomenal. And if they can recapture that in a HD world, and hopefully they don't screw it up somehow, but I hope Square Enix knows. I hope Square Enix knows that they just need to make that game look good and keep the story elements and the gameplay elements the same. That game is amazing, especially like I said, for that time it was just awesome.
Yeah.
And then
they also had this game I'm super excited for, Firewatch.
Yeah, that game looks awesome. They showed a story trailer.
Mm-hmm.
That game looks so cool.
It's supposed to be a horror game, I think.
I think so, but it's funny because
when you look at it, it doesn't look like a horror game.
Yeah, I know they showed some stuff.
It looks so nice.
They showed gameplay like before. I think IGN showed some gameplay, and the game just looks awesome. Like it just looks really atmospheric and gorgeous, and that art style is awesome.
It looks beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna play that. Super excited.
Yeah.
More Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Oh God.
We don't even need to talk about it. We don't care.
Really don't.
We're done with that series.
I'm sorry. If you're excited for Assassin's Creed, like more power to you, because it's not that it's a bad game. It's not. But if you've played Assassin's Creed since Assassin's Creed 1, you're just burnt out by now. A lot of people are burnt out. If you're just getting into the Assassin's Creed series, you're going to have so much fun with this game. Mm-hmm. But if you are a veteran, it's dead.
Yeah.
To me.
I need to take a break. I took a break from Call of Duty, and now, we came back for Advanced Warfare.
But the thing is, like, they had Advanced Warfare. I felt like had some really, really unique gameplay elements.
That's what I'm saying. Once
awesome.
Assassin's Creed does that,
yeah.
Once it really changes, then I'll give it another chance.
Yeah.
Speaking of Call of Duty, Black Ops 3
was shown, like we said.
I don't care about that either. Did not get me hyped.
No, I mean it's cool for the people who like Call of Duty. It was funny that it was at the Sony conference because it hasn't been at the Sony conference.
Yeah, that was the
years.
coolest part. Was like now PlayStation is the new home for Call of Duty, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's funny because Activision, like we said, always seems to love Microsoft, and it felt like a big slap to Microsoft, just like bam.
Sony.
Activision just wants to make money, and they know whose console is selling the most right now.
Yeah.
But like we said before, also is Microsoft is really coming back. Like they had an amazing conference, but we're gonna talk about it.
Sony, PlayStation 4 is definitely a little bit more of a dedicated hardcore gaming machine. Or Xbox One is a gaming machine
with
but
entertainment.
It's made to be the only box in your entertainment room, so it has everything. And
the entertainment hub,
right? And then they closed out the conference with this little gym called Uncharted 4 at Thief's End.
So
saw a little bit of gameplay.
Obviously, Uncharted is awesome. I thought they didn't need to show this.
Me neither. I kind of wish I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's funny. They had that broken where you couldn't move at the very beginning, which is funny. The game crashed on him. Uncharted's awesome, and obviously, I was so excited when I saw Sully. The moment he's Sully. I love it. It was so cool. But I felt like I don't want to see anything else about that game until it's coming out. And it just got me more excited to play the remastered, the 1, 2, and 3.
Nathan Drake collection.
Yeah, I want to play that. And then the Uncharted 4 multiplayer beta.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a Sony conference. And
highlights were for me. I'm not gonna say Battlefront just because I already did, but in terms of like Sony exclusives or just things that they only showed at that conference, I'd want to say Hitman, Firewatch, and that's it. Obviously, Uncharted 4 is gonna be one of my favorite games ever. But
Hitman was surprised. I'm surprised that they announced it. They announced it at the Sony conference, and then they went more in depth at the Square Enix conference about it.
Yeah,
but
we knew it was coming.
Yeah, that trailer was
we knew they were making a Hitman game.
Yeah, like that trailer was just so badass. Like him running through the snow, and then it pans up to his face or whatever, and he just looks so badass. Like it's younger him, a younger Agent 47. It's so cool. But yeah, Sony's conference was awesome, and that was the end of day 1.
Right.
Yeah, which was cool.
Good day 1.
Good, amazing day 1. Like that those days, except for the EA conference.
But Ubisoft, even that had some really cool Battlefront stuff.
Yeah. EA, or not EA, Microsoft, Ubisoft, and Sony had awesome conferences.
Right.
And then day 2.
Tuesday.
One of the best conferences in the world.
Nintendo!
That was boring. I'm sorry if you're a Nintendo fan. It was boring. They announced Star Fox.
Star Fox Zero, Legend of Zelda, Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes, Metroid Prime Federation Force, Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer, Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, Super Mario Maker, Amiibo Announcements, Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, and Mario Tennis Ultra Smash.
If this isn't making you go out and buy a Wii U, I don't know what is.
None of this looks good to me.
No. Star Fox Zero was cool, but...
The thing about Mario Maker is that it sounds cool, but I'd rather play other people's levels than make them myself.
Yeah. That was the only game at the Nintendo conference that made me be like, wow, that's awesome. All the other games were just meh. Like, maybe it's because we're not hardcore Nintendo fans. I used to be I used to be a hardcore Nintendo fan. Like, that's what I grew up on, was GameCube and NES and SNES and like all that. But this new generation of Nintendo, and portables, this new generation of Nintendo just isn't my steez, brah. Isn't my steez,
Metroid Prime Federation Force is not even a real Metroid game.
That was a slap in the face. You know, they came out and like Metroid, and then it came, and then under Federation Force, and totally messed with people.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't care. I barely even want to talk about it. There's nothing exciting.
Star Fox was cool, but then again, it's just like
it won't be as good as the original.
It didn't impress me.
I do always like the Mario sports games, so like Mario Tennis I think will be really fun, but I'm not going to buy a Wii U for it.
Yeah. That was a lot of these games. They're not system sellers. Mm-hmm. Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. That's the one I'm getting.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Nintendo.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Let's move on.
Square Enix.
Square. Boo, 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 boo.
Had some cool stuff.
They had Star Ocean, Integrity and Faithlessness. Don't know what that is.
Me neither. I didn't watch this one. Did you?
No. I did watch this one. It was cool, but I felt like it was more, and just like a lot of E3 is, it's for investors and stuff. And I felt like this conference specifically highlighted, like, this is for investors and not as for, I mean, it's for gamers, but it's more for stockholders and other stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So the big games that were there were Star Ocean, Integrity and Faithlessness, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Final Fantasy VII HD Remake, Kingdom Hearts 3, Hitman, Deus Ex, Mankind Divided, Project Setsuna, Lara Croft Go, World of Final Fantasy, and Nier 2. So let's start with Rise of the Tomb Raider. So, obviously it's awesome. Mm-hmm. Showed more of that. Final Fantasy VII HD Remake announced at Sony conference.
Cool.
Yeah. They showed the trailer again.
The same one?
Yeah. They showed the same trailer. Also cool. Now, this was awesome. They showed Kingdom Hearts 3 gameplay. Woo! Goofy came out, and he's like, "You thought I was done, motherfuckers?" And he came out.
Whipped his big old dong out.
And he was fighting and stuff. You know.
I'm so excited for that game.
It's always cool to see Kingdom Hearts because it's one of those big license games.
Have you ever played one of those games?
I did play parts of it. I never finished like any of them. I played it on my PlayStation.
They're pretty much it's like Final Fantasy, I imagine. So I'm sure you.
Yeah, but I feel like the thing about Kingdom Hearts is it's more whatchamacallit, like action oriented. It's not like turn based. The thing about the early Final Fantasy games is they're turn based, which I like more. But
now explain this to me.
So turn based is where, and this is what a lot of Japanese RPGs are good at. Is to say turn based, like you obviously take turns, but something that Final Fantasy does is called ATB, or the active time battle or whatever, where there's like a consistent time period. So like, let's say each character has a certain amount of time to build up their moves. So like say, Cloud, which is one of the main characters, he takes however many seconds to build up when he can fight. So as he's building up his bar, the enemy's also building up their bar at the same time. So like you could be ready to fight, and your bar's building up, and then it'll be ready, and then you get to pick a move. So you either get to attack, use a magic ability, you can defend, or something like that. And then they're also doing the same thing. So it has this really strategical element, rather like something like Kingdom Hearts, where it's very action. It's like you just fighting, getting better weapons and stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's not. It's more, like I said, action. But the new Final Fantasies, like Final Fantasy 15, they're taking more of that route where it's not turn-based, where it is like Kingdom Hearts, where it's just like you're in the battle, you're fighting, and, you get to pick who to fight and whatever. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
I love Kingdom Hearts. So good.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people were excited that they were showing that.
I feel like a lot of people either choose Final Fantasy or Kingdom Hearts. I don't know a lot of people that play both.
Yeah. Something that was funny about Kingdom Hearts at their conference was they showed something Kingdom Hearts, I don't remember what it was, before they showed gameplay of Kingdom Hearts 3, and they're like, now Kingdom Hearts, and one guy was like, yeah, in the crowd, really? And they didn't show Kingdom Hearts 3, and it was just really disappointing, and then they showed Kingdom Hearts 3, which is really funny. And then, so yeah, if you're excited for that.
Yeah, I gotta play those HD remakes, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully
oh, yeah.
They said
I forgot they did that.
They said that they're hoping to make it next gen too.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna wait a little while, and if not, if it's available for the Xbox One backwards compatibility, I'm just gonna play it on that.
Yeah, and they showed more Hitman. This is where they went in depth about what the game is. So it's like a platform where they release more missions and all that other stuff, and it's awesome. They showed another trailer, like, assassinate however you want. It's like straight up cold murder, or like the guy was on the runway and like the chandelier fell on him because you planned it. It's like more Hitman.
Cool.
That's
I love
awesome.
Hitman.
Yeah, Deus Ex, man. I've never played a Deus Ex game.
Me neither.
So, you're excited for more Deus Ex. More power to you. Project Setsuna.
I don't know what
That's
it is.
cool.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah. Lara Croft Go.
This sounds like an iPhone
This
game.
it is.
Is it?
They came out and they're like, the thing that everybody loves, more mobile games. I was like, fucking Christ. Nobody loves mobile games.
Mobile.
And it was
That is the future.
Yeah, and it was like a Lara Croft. It was weird. Like I didn't
Lara Croft Tic-Tac-Toe
sorta like no.
card game.
It was like an adventure game. Like it's not I don't know how to explain it. It's really
mobile.
don't know.
That's all you need to know.
And I just want to say, they just Laura. Are you serious? Laura. It's Lara. Lara. They spelt it wrong.
Oh, jeez, I didn't even know.
Really, IGN? Come on.
Lara.
And then obviously World of Final Fantasy. They showed
Which
more.
is a correct me if I'm wrong. It's a mashup between Final Fantasy and World of Warcraft.
No, you're completely wrong. This is the one they announced at the Sony conference. I don't even know what it is, to be honest. Like an iOS game platform, and they look like bobbleheads.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I mean, I'm not a Final Fantasy guy, but when I saw that, I was like, that's not how every game is, right?
no. Yeah, that's what I thought they were gonna announce for that conference. I was like, what the hell is this? And yeah.
And then what is Nier 2?
A lot of people were excited for Nier 2, but this is like a concept. I think they haven't even started production. I don't even think on this game.
I don't know what it is.
Especially because they have all this other crap that's going on. Something that's not there that I am extremely excited for is Just Cause 3. They showed that. I am so excited for that game. Just Cause 3 is awesome.
You ever play one?
I did. I played Just Cause 2 on PS3. I put so much time into that game. It was awesome.
I never played one.
And Just
Looks
Cause 3.
cool,
Oh yeah, that is definitely a game we're gonna have to play together because Just Cause is just an awesome game. It's so epic. It's like an old school action movie.
Really?
Yeah. Just like dumb, like diving out of helicopters and like parachuting.
It makes me think of like third person Far Cry.
Almost, except I think Far Cry is more, not simulator, but like it has like more of a story. Mm-hmm. Just Cause 3 has a story, but it's really just like you can fuck around in this world and do whatever. Literally, you'll be in a car and you'll like attach a grapple to the back of the car to a statue and drive and pull the statue.
That's
and
cool.
You'll have a dragon behind you like running all these cars and
That's
stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool. And then obviously like they've upgraded it. So another cool thing is like you'll grapple a helicopter and then you'll grapple it to the ground. It'll fly straight into the ground, like action
That's
stuff
cool.
like that. It's so awesome. Yeah, I'm excited for Just Cause 3. But Square Enix was cool. They had a good. They had an okay conference. This was
Better than EA.
Better, yeah, better than EA. I think it's just because there were more games people cared about.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, like I said, EA just had Star Wars and Mirror's Edge and other stuff.
Yeah.
Unravel.
So for Square Enix, big standouts, Kingdom Hearts 3 and Hitman for me.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, it's
and
not on
Tomb
here.
Raider.
Tomb Raider, like it's been at every.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not trying to pick ones I've already picked or seen.
Mine would be Hitman as well, and then whatchamacallit, Just Cause 3. Cool. And then the conference I actually didn't watch, but a lot of people enjoyed, was the PC conference hosted by AMD.
PC gaming show.
Yeah.
I have no idea what happened. So.
They announced a lot of PC games and stuff. They brought out like developers and some PC, what should I say, PC personalities, like people who are very known for like playing PC games and stuff, and like developers and all that. If you're a PC guy, it was awesome. I watched actually the first 10 minutes, but I was just tired, so I went to bed.
Yeah.
But that's cool. But that is all the conferences. Those are all the conferences for E3. So I want to ask you, Eric, out of all the conferences, what were your favorite? Which one was your favorite?
Should we rate them?
Let's go over which one's your favorite, and then we'll rate them.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do from least favorite to favorite. So we'll build up to
Okay.
it. So least favorite. So there was... Let me look at all of them again.
Lay your head.
One moment.
Okay.
Bum, 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 bum. So we had Bethesda, Microsoft, EA, Ubisoft, Sony, Nintendo, Square Enix, and the PC Gaming Show. Now, I didn't watch all these, but I did go back and look at everything. So for me, the least entertaining one, the one I didn't care about the most, was Nintendo.
Okay.
So Nintendo was the worst for me. Then PC Gaming Show, just because I have no interest in that.
Yeah.
Then EA.
Before you continue, I like how you didn't watch the PC one and you put it above Nintendo just because Nintendo was so boring.
It was just sad because it's this is what Nintendo is.
Yeah.
So that was.
So Nintendo PC.
So Nintendo PC EA, and then I'll have to say. This close. Square Enix, Bethesda, Ubisoft, Microsoft, and then Sony was number one.
Okay.
It was super close, though.
It was very close.
To me, Microsoft, Sony, and Ubisoft all had amazing shows.
And Bethesda. I know you didn't watch that one. Bethesda was awesome.
Bethesda was awesome.
Bethesda's conference was like the perfect E3 lead-in. Everybody it's their first night in LA. And they just killed it. They came out, they showed all the games we wanted, and it was just epic.
Yeah.
They announced Fallout 4 release date. It was just awesome.
But Microsoft and Sony specifically were so close.
Neck and neck. Yeah.
If I had to pick one, it would be Sony. But in reality, they're kind of tied for me.
Yeah. So I agree. So I'm gonna rate mine. So I'm gonna put PC Game Show at the bottom, even though I know it's awesome, only because I didn't watch all of it. I just think it's not fair to put something else. But I'm pretty sure it was really good. So I'm actually going to put Nintendo at the bottom. At the very bottom.
Okay.
And then the sad thing is there are games at EA that I would put really high, but the EA conference overall right above Nintendo. So we'll go PC Gaming Show, Nintendo, EA, because Unravel was awesome, Star Wars, and then obviously Mirror's Edge. Need for Speed was cool. And then I'm going to have to go Ubisoft. Oh, wait, no, because Square Enix. Okay, so let's go PC, Nintendo, EA, Square Enix, Ubisoft, Bethesda, Microsoft, Sony.
Okay.
And then I'm going to have to, Sony was my favorite conference. But like I said, Microsoft and Sony, both amazing conferences.
So good.
It was just, if you're a gamer, there's nothing you could be mad at. Because now Microsoft has backwards compatibility. I can't speak.
What's that? Computer?
Compatibility.
Booby?
And then, oh my god, I forgot to mention, we forgot to talk about that HoloLens demo for Minecraft.
Oh, yeah.
That was awesome.
And they're like, here's this weird, goofy thing, and this is why you want it.
Yeah, exactly. They made you care about, what do we call it, their HoloLens, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I think I would have to put Sony.
Having both consoles now, it makes me even happier. It's just even more games that I'm going to play.
Yeah. I felt like, especially after the Xbox One launch, where they had a very rocky launch, their messaging was sort of off.
Yeah, I definitely didn't want it right away.
No, but I think
now is the perfect time.
There's definitely, I feel like there's no reason not to get an Xbox. They just had awesome games, awesome first-party games. Now you can play your Xbox 360 games. So literally, when you buy an Xbox One, you have an Xbox 360 and Xbox One. Obviously, you can't play every single game.
That'll be happening in holiday.
Yeah, excited. Really excited for that. It's really cool.
Yeah, now I'm just catching up on Halo, getting prepped for Halo 5.
Mm-hmm.
So now let's pick, before we do number one game of the show, I want to pick, we'll do top 5 games, most exciting games of the show.
Okay.
So this time you go first.
All right. So all the games.
They don't have to be in order, just top 5 most.
So we're gonna name our favorite games that were there, and then we'll pick one game that you're just super excited
top
for.
5 most anticipated.
So I'm gonna say the 5 games I cannot wait to play. First one is gonna be Ghost Recon Wildlands, because I like just the mindset of that game it just blows my mind. Just that's all I want in a game is that third person cover based, tactical, open world, like all RPG, like all these game mechanics sound awesome. So Ghost Recon, Wildlands, gonna have to say Uncharted 4, super excited. Horizon Zero Dawn, what was? I can look at it right now. So Horizon. I'm gonna have to see For Honor, because that game just looks cool.
How many is that? How many do you have?
That's 4. So what is it? Ghost Recon, Uncharted, Horizon Zero Dawn, For Honor, and my final one, just out of sheer awesomeness, was Final Fantasy HD Remake. Those are my 5.
I believe it. All right, mine's a little bit different. So in no order, got Kingdom Hearts 3, Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Hitman. That's 3. Star Wars Battlefront, and then Dishonored 2.
Man, there's so many good games. Like this holiday and next year is gonna be an amazing time for games. So with that said, what was your highest anticipated game? When you were most excited for?
There are games in this on the 5 that I just listed that I might be more excited to play, but based on just like what got me most excited at E3, the footage that they showed that made me stoked. And I think this is an obvious choice for me. That's Star Wars Battlefront.
Oh my god,
I'm so stoked for
that. There's so many good games there.
Yeah,
like so many, and like I said, Ghost Recon is amazing, and like all these other games like Uncharted, Horizon, great showings, awesome presentation. But the fact that I know Star Wars is coming out in a couple months makes me more excited.
Like Kingdom Hearts 3 is gonna be long time away. Dishonored 2 is gonna be super good, but like I'll be even more excited once it's here. Hitman, same thing, super excited, but like once it gets here, that's when I'll be stoked. You know, Ghost Recon is just a trailer. So they showed so much good stuff for Battlefront.
I totally agree with that. It's like there are games that I'm more excited for than Battlefront, but because Battlefront is like so close, that makes me excited like all over again. Like, we're gonna be able to play.
So what's your game of the show?
Game of the show, I think it's just like I said, it's gonna have to be Star Wars, just because it's just so awesome. We're gonna be able to finally play Star Wars Battlefront
after years.
Literally after years, and it's gonna be a testament to if DICE can bring it back.
I think they can. I
hope so. But yeah, man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was our E3 recap, our roundup / recap. My name is Eli, and I'm here with my friend Eric. And this was the Anything Goes podcast. If you want to follow us on social media, you can follow Eric at Eric Scott Andrews on Instagram. 2 T's in the Scott. Go look at all his pictures. He posts a lot of Disneyland stuff.
A lot of nudes. If you like sexy ass nudes, you go to his Instagram. You can follow me at RockOutDude77 on Twitter. Tweet at me. Ask some questions. Let's talk about games. I don't care what you want to talk about. We'll talk about anything. But that was our E3 roundup / recap. We try and post our podcast every Wednesday, and gameplay videos go up every Friday or on the weekend. You guys have an amazing day, and remember, peace, love, and video games.